now we can pretty much, if we wanted to, we could just move directly on to the next fight.
Travis, it's me.
Who am I killing?
You'll see. It's definitely going to be unusual. Come to my office.
I have forwarded the directions to your map. I'm busy, so hurry up.
Gotcha.
I like how Travis's character is a little bit different in this game. You know, in the first one, he was way less interested in who he was killing and more interested in what Sylvia was doing. In this game, he doesn't really care. He's just like, who am I killing? So let's work Jean out a little bit more. We have some money this time. So let's give her the gourmet, the premium food, which lifts her mood up all the way. At least pretty much all the way. So now we'll have her lose weight. Well, this is just something we'll do every single time we come back to the motel. Or at least every time we, you know, kill a new character. I don't know why I'm concentrating so hard on this. I always feel like the Wii Nunchuck, like, analog stick isn't as great as it is. Like, it's so loud, for one. It always feels like I'm gonna break it the longer I do this. And no, I don't know how she loses weight from doing that. This is the only one that I'm not quite sure about. Like, I feel like I'm doing this one wrong, because I can't get this more than 4 times to happen. I've never broken 4. I don't know if I'm supposed to bait her or something, but I don't know any other way to do this. So if we go real quick, hopefully we can get 4. I'm gonna save my thumb, so I'm gonna do this one. Or my finger, anyway. Index finger. I don't feel like becoming the Flash right now.
Nice.
This is the best way to do this. You don't want her to hit that little mouse part. You can, it'll still count, but she won't jump nearly as far up.
Nice. Nice.
I think this one also does the best in terms of how much she loses.
That's gotta do it.
Like almost half a pound. Yeah, that's fine. And you know what? Her mood isn't bad, so we'll just do all of them.
That was close.
This is like killer on my finger, though. I can only use my flash powers certain times, you know, as many times a day. So doing this a whole bunch, because of how much quicker this game is than the first one, you know, it's real killer on my thumb. I keep calling my index finger my thumb. See, here's me using my thumb. It's way less slow. Or way more slow. I can't talk today, whatever.
That's gotta do it. All done.
So now everything's done and she's in a bad mood, so we might as well leave. Actually, before we leave, I need to make him knock over all his trash. So, just like the first game, we'll also get new jobs to do. We got Coconut Grabber and Pizza with a Vengeance. Pizza with a Vengeance is probably my favorite. You know, I'm not a big fan of these side jobs in this game, but Pizza with a Vengeance is probably the best, like most legitimately good one. Because it's like the only one that I'm actually good at, so... Again, I don't know what the deal with doing it the way that you do in the first game is. That was fine. So, jump, kick, move, and dash are the only controls. It's kind of like those games that you'd find in, like, Game & Watch compilations. I didn't do that right. You want to wait for it to bounce and then pick it up. Like, where you're the fireman and you have to catch the people falling off of buildings. I mean, I don't mind this one, but it's still just like, just feels like a big waste of time. a bigger waste of time than it was in the first game, so I don't know how they managed to do that. Because while technically there's more content in this game, I feel like it's a lot more lifeless. I said this before, but it feels like the charm of the first game is gone, and this game feels a little bit more cynical and a little bit more of just a product. Whereas the first one, I feel like, actually had something to say, and yeah, whatever, forget about that one. That's just how I feel with this game. It's still a great game, don't get me wrong. Anytime I say something like that, I still really do love this game. But it feels a lot more like a product. The scorpions is when this starts to get really annoying. You could probably do the first one over and over again. You'd probably get a pretty decent amount of money. And you wouldn't have to worry about, like, the scorpions or the hornets. Also, the timing is kind of a little annoying, I'd say. You know, it's a little fickle in terms of when it goes in the basket and when it doesn't. Like, that one, I feel like wouldn't have made it in. But sometimes they count, sometimes they don't. Still, though, I really do love the sprite work in this game. This is a matter of, this is not half-assed at all. Even though it feels like a product, and it feels like, hey, remember old video games? You know, they definitely did their best with these sprites. It's like on the par of full games like those Mega Man games that they made. Like Mega Man 9 and 10. You know what? We're almost out of time. Might as well just go. And yeah, like I said, for the most part, I'm going to show these once, and then you're probably never going to see them again. I'll do them off screen, but you'll probably never see them again. I wish my wife had your coconut handling skills. Don't we all? So yeah, this one's my favorite. Stand to Destroy needs you. Pizza Bat's putting all the family pizzerias out of business. I love how even since I made such a big deal out of Pizza Butt in the first game, because, you know, killing their CEO over and over again was the best way to make money in that game. I love that Pizza Butt is actually kind of a big deal in this game. They have a new CEO, and they changed their name to Pizza Bat, but it's the same company. And in fact, they're, like, instrumental. Whoops, I thought that was a power-up. They're instrumental to the game, to the game's plot. Because the CEO is apparently the guy who killed Bishop. So yeah, I mean, I played a lot of pole position growing up on, like, Namco collections on the N64. So this is, you know, not that bad for me. This is the least... This is the one that I'm the least bad at. I also played a lot of Sonic Drift, but Sonic Drift is like a way worse version of this kind of a game. That was like the only game I ever played on the Game Gear. I thought it was... I think when I was a kid, I was like, okay, cool, Metal Sonic's in it. Yeah, I can play as Metal Sonic and I can play as Eggman. And that's why I thought it was a good game. But like growing up now, it's like, no, this game's pretty terrible. I know he's wearing a helmet, but from the side there, he looks like Dante. He's got the white hair, and he's got a red jacket on, so he kind of just looks like Dante. So you're not really going to get many complaints from me on this one, this game, so it's not really much to talk about. There's another game in here that could have been really good, but it's so super picky that I really don't like it. It's also very lucrative, but it's so frustrating. Apparently, this entire game can be played with the classic controller, I have no idea how that would work. Like, I've never owned a classic controller for the Wii, so I don't, you know, I don't have one handy to try. But I really don't know why they did that. Because I think the motion controls, honestly, I'm not a big fan of motion controls. I think the motion controls help this game. And the Wii and Nunchuck setup is like such a good controller design, in my opinion. It's comfortable, you know, you're not sitting there with your hands so close to another, maybe getting cramps because of it. You know, you can put one hand behind your back and another one like in your pants, and you could still play the game. Which, yeah, that's how I play video games. I play with one hand in my pants at all times. So I could keep going, but I'm not going to, because it's just, at this point, it's a waste of time. Now, before I go power myself up, let's just check with Naomi and see if she has anything for us. I mean, I know what she has. I just don't know if I have enough money for it yet. I hope I do. That'd be nice. Because the beam katana that we have is definitely the worst in the game. Oh, we're so close. Alright, let's just do another minigame real quick. One of my favorite quotes that she has is, she just says, "You're much cuter when you spend money." I have no idea what they're saying there. It's so low quality, it's just... Alright, dude, skip your dialogue. I do not care what you have to say. I want my sword. You know, one of the things that is a little bit more cynical about this game that I would point to the most is just the absurd amount of, like, boobage in this game. I'm not complaining because I'm a man. I like my fair share of boobage, but there's a lot of fan service in this game, and I know that can throw a lot of people off. But you know, it just feels like, well, what do we do for this game? I don't know. Let's put a lot of jiggle physics in the game. Every single woman character's got like crazy boob jiggle when they move. Sometimes they've got ass jiggle. Again, I'm not complaining, but I know a lot of people don't like that. I don't care about fan service. If it's there, alright, you know, whatever. And if it's not, great. But it feels cynical, just to me. See?
Over here.
Look right there, fan service, right off the bat.
So, this is the UAA office?
Surprised?
Didn't think it would be so fancy, considering the nature of your work.
I'm an agent. Anything less would be uncivilized. Now, take a seat. Let's get started.
Right. So, who's next?
Charlie and his groupies.
Groupies? What's that supposed to mean? Thanks.
If I told you now, I'd ruin the surprise. Go see for yourself.
Fine. Whoever they are, I'll make sure they get a nice close-up of my beam katana.
All you feel is ecstasy when you kill. It's like you're getting off. Seriously, you need help.
Everybody deals with grief differently, right? Some people fuck at funerals. I cut off heads.
Do what you must, Travis.
I don't know why, I like that part where that guy gives him the cup and Travis just says thanks. Like, it's a little moment, but it helps Travis's character that he's not just some impolite asshole. Anyway, we're going to destroy University for the next ranking battle. This one is something else. And we'll be able to test out our new beam katana too, so should be fun.